Sweet.
Hey, what is up, wrestling friends and family? It is me, JB, the best Chris in all of wrestling podcast, Mr. Chris Strand. And we got some people in the front too. Anyone want to say hello?
Yo.
Yes, that is fantastic. We are on our way home from AEW All In.
Correct.
We did say we were going without tickets.
Hold the line.
We held, and then, as if a gift from Uncle Tony himself.
It was a gift from Uncle Tony himself. He must have been up there in the green room with Sasha Banks on one knee, Britt Baker on the other, chopping up them lines, and he's just offered us.
What?
He's offered us on a silver platter what was incredible. Really,
Hell of a deal.
It was a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I mean, almost unbelievable deal. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, so for those that have finished watching All In and that, it was a good show, right? Everyone seemed okay with it?
But I mean, if we're going to do a proper review, yeah, I mean, it was okay, but two of the matches were massively cut short. Couple of pops for a couple of surprises. One not so much of a surprise, one a surprise. And the main event was brilliant. It was really good.
Okay, yeah. So, the main event was top-notch. There was a few really big pops. I think McGuinness got a really good one in the gauntlet.
McGuinness got a good pop.
I think the gauntlet sort of faded towards the end.
It was way over time. It was, wasn't it? It was
keep time. That was the problem.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't have the spacing down at all. It's like, we've got to put someone in. We'll put him in 30 seconds. We've got to put someone in. We'll put him in 2 minutes. It was a bit inconsistent.
That was the thing. Tony just whacking the button. Whenever he took a bump, he was just whacking the button. Yeah, send someone else out. Fuck it. Get him out there. You know, it's nuts.
Does anyone feel like the finish was a little bit anticlimactic?
Of the gauntlet?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there was almost every match on the card. The finish was anticlimactic, apart from maybe the main event.
Considering who they had in that gauntlet, it was still a funny finish in regards to the outcome, but the amount of with debuting and sort of the amount of Brits they had in there, it just it felt a bit lackluster.
It was. The finish was.
I mean, who knew how over Okada was, eh?
Yeah.
Got ridiculous.
But the thing is, you've got a guy like Okada who they're paying a shitload of money, and all he gets is a very small feature on a fucking gauntlet match. The geezer should be somewhere else doing something more.
I do feel like he is above gauntlet matches.
100%, bro. He should be doing a lot more than what he did tonight. But the pop was great for him. He really was over, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. How did everyone feel about Mercedes and Britt?
I had a piss break.
Yeah, I went to the toilet.
That was my only piss break throughout the whole card.
I got a donut,
and I'm so glad I took it when I did.
Yeah, it was not good. And yeah, the crowd died an absolute death in that match.
So retrospectively, do you not think it was well positioned then?
Yeah, sure. I think it was in the position it was always going to be, unless it was just before. Sorry, hang on. Perry and Darby.
But they needed, obviously. It depends whether we're saying what's actually gone on.
Are we spoiler alert then? We're gonna just fucking. It's a review of the show, isn't it?
Yeah, so we were there. It is spoilers. Like if you're waiting for Thursday on ITV1 or 4 or whatever is on,
you must have your phone switched off.
Yeah.
For next,
Look away now.
They needed that. They needed the crowd. Although to be fair, the crowd wasn't up and down most of the evening. It said it popped in certain places. But if you look at it from a booking point of view, they needed it to simmer down to have the pop for Sting, and then ready for the build up for the main event. But for once, I would say it actually worked. Horrible match, but it did what it needed to do in regards to for the crowd, sort of where we were invested or not.
Yeah, that pop for Sting was mad too, wasn't it?
Sting's pop was big. Ricochet's pop was big.
It was a night of big pops in most places. Like a lot of good stuff. I didn't really enjoy the triple threat tag. I was sort of like I think Matt nudged me at one point because I was too busy looking at my phone. Like I lost my concentration in that match, and shit happens, I guess. But
again, that was another one where the finish was shite. It wasn't very good. There was the finish on the Jungle Boy match was very sort of meh, but then you had Matthew and Nicholas come out to try and help Jungle Boy do something dastardly to Darby Allin, and then Sting turns up. The pop was huge for Stinger.
And that was to be fair, I was quite mellow throughout most of it, but I was then screaming at Caleb, like doing my best Shivani impression.
Yeah.
Because like you say, like we said it earlier when we said, because we pushed our limit, we really did push our limit with the tickets. We missed some of the pre-show, the 0 hour, so we missed Dustin Rhodes. And Jordan said to me, "How many times do you actually think you're going to see him these days?" And it's the same with Sting. Like, we were lucky enough last year, and this year, but I can honestly say I don't think I'm ever going to see him wrestle or it being that sort of environment again.
Yeah, but I mean, he gave both the Jacksons a double Scorpion Death Drop, didn't he? So that's probably the last time we're ever going to see him do a wrestling move in a ring.
Well, we thought about that last year.
Yeah.
Sting.
Yeah.
They might wheel him out of Forbidden Door in August of 2025.
He is friends with Flair, so we'll probably be doing fucking Scorpion Death Drops with a colostomy bag on it or some point.
You're right.
No, but
fucking hell.
It's been a long day, but you know what I mean. You know what you get from us on this show.
It's been a hell of a day. I mean, we really did push our limits when it came to not buying tickets, and I mean it fucking paid off, didn't it? So
I mean, we literally were about to push the button, and then
and then something happened.
Certain someone suddenly stepped in and went, "Oh, well, actually,
have a look on here."
Well, I'm sure you guys will explain it at some point. So.
I mean, we're going to do another show about it.
Yeah, we will. We don't want to touch too much on it. Like there's a lot of empty spaces.
There was, and this is the thing. We will probably get hammered for pointing it out, and people are going to say no, it's a lie. But no, it wasn't. We were there. We were in section. So the 200.
Basically the Wembley.
So in the
Club Wembley.
Club Wembley. So we're in some pretty good seats, and almost all of where we were, if you look around the whole stadium, like the 3/4 of it that wasn't fucking tarped off, it was almost empty. You're talking like half of it was full, just over half of it was full, which is weird. All of the 500s at the top, a lot of that was empty. The only place that really was full was the floor. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah, and even then there was I noticed a very quiet, like at the back of the floor.
A quiet corner.
Yeah, it was a very quiet corner. Yeah, with empty chairs.
We did see on socials that people were already complaining as soon as they got there about the fact that because we nearly went and got floor seats to say we had floor seats.
Yeah.
But very glad we didn't, because the views that people were showing from the floor seats were horrific. And I mean, I do feel, and genuinely do feel for anyone who paid top price for floor seats and didn't get the sort of the show that they wanted to in regards to the experience. It's horrible. I would always, unless you're going first, sort of 4, maybe even 8 rows in a venue like that, you need to go into some form of tiered seating. It's as simple as that.
I mean, again, though, the production value of it was fucking terrible. I thought the music and the promos, you couldn't hear fuck all what was going on. The screens themselves were not big enough, and there weren't enough of them.
Be positive. The stage had improved.
The stage was great. The entranceway, like I say, you got to give respect where it's due. Like the entranceway and the staging was fucking fantastic, but
much better than last year.
A lot better than last year. And but when you're there, when the music's playing, it's supposed to be clear, and you're not supposed to hear people next to you talking. You couldn't, they're playing promos in between the matches, First of all, they were barely a minute long, and you couldn't really hear anything that was being said in them. So you're not getting the story like the gauntlet match that was on. We didn't know the rules. Nothing was explained. No one said what was going on.
They didn't give you the rules, but there's. Just want to skip back on a second for a couple of things. Like, I know that people complain about the long gaps between matches in WWE, but you can also complain in the short gaps, especially for a live crowd, because you have not got time to go and take a piss in between matches.
No.
In an AEW show. You know, you haven't got time to go and grab anything to eat or anything. Like, it's a ball ache, and you could see people literally just rushing out as fast as they can. So they're missing the opening part of the next match or most of the match altogether because, there's a queue then for the pisser, queue for food, everything like that. And
I was bursting after the Ospreay MJF match. I had to go, and the queues were fucking huge because literally it looked like half of the stadium literally emptied out. After that match, I think people were holding on to the point. I mean, we thought that it was probably going to be a longer match than it was. I mean, and it was one of the longer ones on the card, and it was a good match. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, no, it's nothing wrong with that. I thought it was a good match.
The only thing that would have made it better was if MJF would have won, because they could have carried on the story to Forbidden Door.
Well, no, they've moved on from that, and they're moving on with MJF and Daniel Garcia.
Oh, so, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. A pop really for him, wasn't it? Not huge,
but for Garcia.
Yeah, there was one.
Yeah, a shock pop.
We had money that it was going to be Adam Cole.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about it really quickly and said, you think Adam Cole might show up, and sort of agreed it might be a good idea, to restart or re-eat their feud. But no, they went with Garcia, and it just means that Garcia signed a new deal, and it's good for him.
Yeah. Fair.
Where do you see Ricochet fitting in?
Well, to be honest, I would have thought we would have seen more of Ricochet in the match. He did sort of 3 spots.
He played the hits.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally it, and then we didn't see him. Christian winning the fucking match with Luchasaurus coming out as Luchasaurus and not Killswitch.
It was a bit odd.
It was weird because it was the sort of bait and switchy where you think, oh fuck, he's called Luchasaurus, maybe he's going against Christian, and then he comes out and does whatever he does and fucking gives Christian the match. But yeah, I mean, that I didn't see Christian winning that gauntlet match, if I'm honest.
No, and it was, like I said, it was a bit anticlimactic, to the point where I think Matt asked me who won the gauntlet match later on in the show, because he'd forgotten. It just wasn't a big sort of moment. And
you remember who the participants were?
Yeah.
I said, and like you say, for me, I would even say, as much as there was a pop for Ricochet, because of the wonderful world of the internet, we already knew that he was going to appear.
Yeah, we expected Ricochet.
Nigel McGuinness, on the other hand, was a complete shock and surprise.
Yeah, McGuinness was a massive shock. Zack Sabre Jr. was a bit of a shock as well, I think. Look.
Sorry, Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, he was in the country anyway, wasn't he? So
yeah, but yeah, it was a good show. Like, we missed the Jamie Hayter return in the pre-show. We missed the.
Did she return?
Yeah,
in the pre-show. Yeah, what did she do?
She interrupted some segment with Soraya and her family in the ring.
Oh, okay, all right. What? So Soraya's family and that was there. The Knights were there.
Yeah, and then Jamie came out.
Okay.
We missed the 1,600-man tag match
Oh my
in the
god!
pre-show.
Yeah, I was so confused when I saw that. I was like, 16-man tag.
Nuts.
It wasn't even a good match.
Do you think that it just shows again, like with the gauntlet where they were? I said I'm really intrigued to watch that back to see what the rule set was, but also the timings, like of participants coming in. But do you not think it just shows how many wrestlers they've now got on that roster, and they're still trying to find a spot for them?
Yeah, they're still trying to shoehorn, a lot of people in.
It's people like Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong and stuff like that. They're all just sort of just blended into this gauntlet match with nothing behind it. And yeah, it's great to see Kyle O'Reilly, not so much Roderick Strong in my opinion.
Roderick Strong.
Yeah, but you get the point. It's good to see. Like, we'd already seen Luchasaurus. We'd already seen Christian.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It didn't really work for me. But you know, like I said, there were some nice surprises, some bigger names coming through. Like, you know, I didn't see the point of putting like Orange Cassidy in it or whatever. But he's always going to be on the show
because Tony loves him.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be there, isn't he?
So let's be honest. So do the AEW fans. The hardcore AEW fans love Orange Cassidy.
They do love him.
I mean, we had some hardcore fans. I'm going to say around us because, to be fair, like you guys said earlier, Jordan had about 6 or 7 seats free next to him.
Yeah.
I know for some stint you did as well, but then it was a bit of a weird because people were coming in, watching a few matches and then leaving.
Well, the whole almost 2 rows in front of where I was sitting were empty.
But there was there was a few hardcore fans. There was, I mean, you made a friend.
Mate, there was one guy that was doing my fucking nutting. He was doing all of our nutting, and he basically almost.
That's because he was off his nut.
He was off his nut. His jaw was swinging, bro. But you know, he was literally a gnat's pube away from getting thrown out. He was spoken to on multiple occasions. So
yeah,
you know that. Orange Cassidy. Back to the original point,
mate. He did.
Oh no, yeah, the AEW.
He loved everyone. Yeah,
the sickos love it.
He
absolutely love it.
The fact that he was wearing an MJF scarf and fucking Will Ospreay shorts and a John Cena t-shirt.
I did not. I knew it was green. I didn't see it was John Cena.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there thinking, where did you get them shorts from?
Yeah,
Because
they said Brov on it.
Because at some point
They were on sale.
They
were on sale.
Yeah, you got to talk about the merch stands. And
well, they were. Yeah, I mean.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Bring that out. The merch stands were poor. Let's be honest.
There was all the Ospreay t-shirts and the shorts and that Matey Boy was wearing. None of them were available on the day. You couldn't get them on the day. The only things that I saw or that any of us saw on any of the merch stands were all just AEW specific merch. So there was literally just AEW hoodies, AEW vests. They were just generic stuff. I wanted to buy an MJF t-shirt. Couldn't find one anywhere. There was none. You know, the fact of the main event, after that main event, the one that we had there, they would have sold, if they would have had them, they would have sold a shitload of Daniel Bryan fucking t-shirts.
What they really needed was Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, with the final countdown on the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't even need to put stuff like All In on it, any
No,
of that.
no.
They could have just done that, and they would have, like I said, they would have cleaned house.
They would have.
They would have got some of your hard-earned money. We know that.
They would have, dude. You know, you had MJF turning up looking like fucking 1997 Lex Luger, which was fucking
great. It was a great look.
Beautiful, bruv. And all they had to do, if they would have had an MJF t-shirt with the old red, white, and blue like Burberry shit on there.
What, with his face on the flag?
Oh,
like the one that dropped from the...
Oh, incredible.
Chef's kiss.
It was beautiful. It was like a massive, like 30-foot fucking flag, American flag with MJF's face as the start. He was full on like healing it. It was fantastic. But yeah, they could have cleaned up. I for one wanted to buy an MJF t-shirt. They didn't have, so I couldn't buy it. So they couldn't make any money off it.
No. Quick thought on Tony Storm, Mariah May.
Yeah,
it's all right, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, the build-up was probably better than the match.
It was, yeah.
However, it was to be expected. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a great match. It was a good match.
Yeah, no, we'll take that. It was a good match, yeah. Like, there was nothing spectacular about it.
It was so-so. I mean, there was a lot of bleeding again tonight.
Me and Jordan said this. We were trying to guess how many.
Yeah.
Remember how many.
Yeah.
You've got quite a good memory. I went with, obviously, Brian. You had
Mariah May.
Yeah. We thought that. Who else did you think played with that? Well, sorry, not Connor. Darby
did.
Well, I mean, the Jack Perry on the bed of glass, real glass. A real cheapy ass pop for the AEW super fans, you know, using real glass.
They were chanting "Cry me a river, cry me a river."
Yeah, he didn't take the chance to come out to cult of personality, which I thought was a bit of a swing and a miss, but
yeah,
we'll take the rough with the smooth on that.
Yeah.
And the main event. Main event was good. Main event was really good. I thought. I was a big fan of that.
Main event was a good match. It was everything that you needed, but again, one of the guys who were with on the day pointed this out, and I found it quite humorous that the only thing on the show that was super over was like old WWE gimmicks. So it was the Yes, and it was it was literally like Daniel Bryan was the most over thing on the show, wasn't he? Don't you think?
Yeah. The entrance and the whole, even the the ring sort of like the announcing at the beginning. It was all really good shit, and it was a good match. It was really, I thought it was well paced. Everything about it was good, and
yeah. But once again, it goes back to the only thing that I critique slightly on that presentation is what Chris said earlier, that the production was poor. He had, we were talking about sort of sing-along anthems. He had the biggest sing-along anthem of the night, probably in wrestling, from stop.
Yeah. And
because they couldn't be bothered to turn the speakers up. Now, backstory, only a week ago, Wembley did get told off because of Taylor Swift and noise complaints and stuff like that. So maybe they were told you can't have it at a certain level. But Christ on a bike, that was the time to sit there and go, well, maybe we'll just risk it and crank it up. Because a bit like the Cody sort of moment in his song, they had the final countdown. And when it kicked in, the crowd went crazy. But it just, I don't know, it was a shame. But I sat there and obviously we were talking about when we thought that the Gauntlet match may have gone over and it had a knock-on effect. I think I said to at least you, Jordan, if not Chris, I said, are they going to get their shit in 30 minutes? Because that's pretty much what they
had left, yeah.
And to their credit, they didn't ever really look, in my opinion, lost in the match. I mean, we're talking about like a very seasoned pro and someone who's done a lot of years in the Indian club as well. So, but they managed to get their stick in and sell it, and we bought it. Obviously, classic opportunities, but
it was good. I'm going to put a question to the group. Did it really need the Hangman, interference at the end?
No.
It doesn't, but it obviously sets up what's next, doesn't it?
But it also takes away a little bit from Daniel Bryan. I keep calling him Daniel Bryan, but Bryan Danielson. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. It takes away a bit from his win as well. It's like he sort of needed that help, sort of thing, of the distraction. But he got booted. He got dropped on his head. He got booted in the head a million times. And there was a few more kickouts just to get those extra Meltzer stars.
They had the quacks go and check on him as well. I don't appreciate that sort of thing in the match. I think it's because this cheapens it.
Yeah, it does, because they don't do it in any other matches. Even Darby Allin getting fucking dropped on his head. The only thing I want to say is obviously we were talking, me and Kaylee were saying about the fact that he had his kids and Bree was in the front row, and he's got colour. One of them was crying. Yeah, he's got colour and that, and he's going for it. And I mean, like you say, they had someone come in and check on him, and he took, on paper, he took a beating and overcome it, like he's always done his whole career. Yeah. I've never seen a Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. I've never seen a match where he's literally from start to finish been the aggressor and controlled, and he's always like on the comeback. He's sort of the underdog, and he took a beating, an absolute beating. But then obviously when he's won the belt and that, it's like almost like nothing. He's like dancing around, playing with his kids. Which he's got to do to make his kids make sure his kids are right. 100%. The only thing I question, and that's only because we're all, bar one, all parents in this group, you sort of think maybe that's probably a bit much, because they really did lay it on.
Yeah, they did lay it on thick. One more thing before we wrap this up. We have to talk about the learning tree and Chris Jericho. Fozzy did play him on, and he did fucking sing. That was something we feared from the outset.
That was my first piss break. As soon as Jericho come out, I fucked off, didn't I? As soon as he come out, I was like, I'm gone. So I saw Hook come out, and I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm going. But I missed something.
Hook coming out to, like, as he started to walk up the ramp.
It was like the beat.
He was coming out to the dance,
Yeah. The only two good takeaways I thought, well, one is how over is fucking Big Bill in this country, and Taz, getting sick of it, and choking out the third guy. I can't remember his name all the time. Sorry, what's that? Brian Keith. Yeah, there you go, Brian Keith. Yeah, I forget his name because he's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the thing is with Big Bill, he's 6 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
7
feet tall. I'm fucking taking a foot off him. He
dwarfed fucking Hook.
I'm waiting for Enzo and Big Cass to reunite in whatever form is going to happen. I'm waiting for it.
AEW.
Dude, I don't see why not.
Do you know what? Actually, I agree. I think not always good booking, but they haven't enough tag teams in the division. And granted, obviously, it would almost be a throwback to a degree of NXT.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be good. I really do think it'd be good. I mean, I think Big Bill needs a push on his own at some point, somewhere, but needs a bit of guidance because he looks incredible shape.
He's in good shape.
He looks like a monster. You look at sort of he's cut as well. He's clearly taking care of himself. But yeah, I
he's
agree
getting.
I'd love to see Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, he's getting booked as like the tag along guy all the time, and it's like, him and fucking Enzo, fuck man. I'm waiting for it. I'm here for it. I think that would be fantastic. If they've, and like you say, the fact that they don't have many sort of tag teams per se, the fact that the Bucks have always got the fucking belts, they need something injected into the tag team division.
A bit of new shtick. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So we imagine you guys are eager to turn this off and get into the AEW media scrum, which is probably well underway.
Yeah.
We've reached almost a half an hour mark, so I think we've outstayed our welcome here. But we wanted to catch up. We have an incredible story to tell about the ticket situation. We will get to that later on in the week because right now we're just going to carry on chatting about this without the microphones and all that. So for now,
that's right.
Thank you to those who are watching and sticking around for this because this was not planned. We thought, fuck it, let's do it. I'm JB. Next to me, the best swagman in all of wrestling podcasts, Dave Swagman, whatever his name was.
Studley,
yeah. I've got Marky Jobson in the front somewhere. Matt and Caleb are in the front. They've been, very, very accommodating, letting us chat shit for the last half an hour. So thank you guys. Thank you to everyone that's watching. Subscribe, do your thing. We appreciate you all. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Peace.